afternoon or evening, whenever you're deciding to drop into a practice today. Today's video for you is going to be the second sequence that we're learning together that we'll do repetitively through the next 4 weeks or so that it can really sink into your body, your mind, spirit, and have this grounded practice to come back to any time that you're wanting to do yoga on your own. So we'll get started right away. Give yourself a few minutes to get your mat out, your blocks if you have it, a strap if you can find something that resembles a strap, just to have them handy. I always like to have a blanket or a pillow as well, just all the comfy things that you can lay out around your mat to prepare yourself for practice in case you find that it might be supportive at any point. So we're going to start in our seated position, and feel free to put on any music in the background for yourself. I'm going to have something playing in the background faintly, but feel free to jam out on your own. Starting in a comfortable cross-legged seat or easy seat, using a blanket, pillow, or block to prop yourself up. Adjust this just a little bit. Okay. Come to eyes closed, resting the hands on the thighs. Take your first big breath in and let it out easily. Loose jaw. Inhale and exhale. Begin to drop into your practice by bringing all of your attention and awareness to the single breath at hand. Fill up from the bottom of your belly up into the rib cage and the chest, and letting it sink all the way back down to your seat. Let's count out our breath at a pace of 1, 2, exhaling 1, 2. Inhale 1, 2, exhale 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 1, 2. Continue this pace, finding the rhythm of your breath. Feeling that gentle expansion on the inhale and the letting go on the exhale. Beginning to stretch out the lungs, through the torso with your breath, and becoming aware of any areas that might feel sticky, tight, needing some attention today. Without judgment, let yourself become aware of those spots that need attention and love, and just make a note that you'll spend some extra time there today. Keeping the eyes closed, let's take one big breath, bring in the arms, sweep them out and overhead. Inhale, big and full. Exhale, drawing the hands right through heart center, landing out the chest, bowing down your chin. Taking this opportunity to set an intention for your practice. Why are you here today? Why did you choose to step onto your mat? And what do you want to focus on today? As you release the hands down to the sides, open the eyes. Inhale, bring the right arm up overhead, stretching towards the side of the room. Inhaling through center, switch sides. Inhaling, breathing through the side body. Reach out through energized fingertips. One more time each side. Inhale, come back through center. Gentle forward stretch. Walk the arms forward, leaning into it. And you can either have your arms very far extended, or maybe you use the support of the fingertips and bend the elbows, resting on the forearms. Full breath cycle. Let the head be heavy. Walk the hands back up and then switch the orientation of your legs. Put the front one in back, other shin in front. Drop the right ear to the shoulder. And exploring your gentle neck movements. If you're looking for more support, if this is feeling tight or tense, you can use your hand to support the head and move it around. And if you're looking for more sensation, extend out through the opposite palm. Press through the hand, continuing to find those gentle neck movements. And letting your breath flow through. Come back to center. Ground in the middle with a big breath in. And out. Other side. More sensation, press to the palm. Seeing what a full breath feels like here, and notice if there's any areas that are stuck, that are holding back the breath from flowing through. And then do your best to send it all the way through. Take that full breath anyways. Back through center with a grounding breath. Inhale, big and full. And let it go. Twisting over to the right side. Bring both hands to the thigh to start. And move your chest around to the side of the room. Gaze out towards the side. Take a breath here and notice how the twist feels. If it's straining in any way, maybe you ease out of it if it is, or if you're looking for more sensation, taking that other hand back behind you, lifting up and out through the crown of the head, and switching your gaze over the back shoulder to twist a little deeper. Breathing from the belly to amplify benefits of the twist, massaging your insides, and everything moving. Come back through center, grounding breath in the middle. Be patient. Other side, twisting hand on the thigh to start. Find your tall spine, moving the chest around slowly with your breath. If you're adding on, step the hand behind you, twisting a little deeper. Gaze over the back shoulder. Maybe feeling how it's a little harder to breathe in your twist. Just taking note of how it is right now, and maybe seeing a difference a little later in your practice as we continue to warm up the body. Come back through center. This next breath is called breath of joy. So take the hands at heart center and interlace the fingertips. Elbows come out wide, gently pulling apart from the hands, from the fingers. Inhale and lift the chin up, pressing up into the chin gently. Exhale and press away through the palms, arching your spine like cat. Inhale, the palms raise up overhead. And exhale, hands come behind, resting on the fingertips. Press the chest up like cow. Come back to center, hands meet. Interlace, inhale, lift up. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, straight overhead, reach like a morning stretch. And exhale, hands behind the back. Finding a cat-like motion through the spine. One more time, hands begin at heart center. Interlace, do the opposite interlace of the fingers. Inhale up. Exhale, cat-like motion. Inhale up. And exhale behind the back. Stretch. Coming back to center. Ready to come over into all fours, tabletop position. Feel free to bring any blankets or extra cushion underneath of the knees if the knees feel sensitive. Cat-cow, lower the belly, gaze forward. Exhale, round the spine. Any organic movements that come in, feel free to let them flow. This is your practice. And at this point, we've done enough yoga together that you know how to bring in your little movements here, how to make it your own and find what feels right for you. And sometimes just the simple cat-cow is enough. Let your breath last longer than the movements. Continue to press all that air out as you come into cat. Inhale fully, fully. Keep breathing in. Shaking out the neck, wiggle the hips. And shift back into child's pose. Hips to the heels, reach the arms forward. Alternatively, you might cross the forearms and rest the head on the arms. Let yourself land here, reaching the hips back towards the heels. Breathe into the lower back. Extending the arms back forward, come back through all fours, tabletop, and then extending your right arm out to the side, gazing towards the fingers. 3 times to thread the needle. As you exhale, twist underneath, and you can explore how far you twist. So it might be more through the upper back and arm. It might be more through the spine, and this next one I'll go a little deeper and show. Inhaling out, one more time. Exhale, wrap it, thread it underneath. Back out. And exhale, land the hand. Walk forward into a modified plank pose. Cross the ankles, firming up through the belly, and feeling the strength of the arms start to build. 3 times, just visualizing mini push-ups. Imagine what muscles need to activate to lower you down and to press back up. Begin by using your brain, forming those neural pathways that actually can increase your muscle tone, your ability, without even performing the action. Visualization is a huge component. Imagine yourself lowering down and pressing back up. Shift back into child's pose. Land the head. Inhale forward to all fours, tabletop. Find your alignment, wide through the fingers. Inhale, left arm goes out. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale out. And exhale, thread the needle. Inhale out. Exhale, land the hand, walk forward, modified plank. This time finding baby push-ups with the ankles crossed. Slowly lower down just an inch or so and press back up. Lower down and up. Keeping those elbows close to the rib cage. Up. Last one, lower all the way down to the ground. Baby cobra. Inhale, leaving the lower ribs on the ground. Exhale down. 3 times. Inhale, move with your breath. Exhale down. Point through the toes, extend out through the legs as you lift up through the chest. Exhale, lower down. Pressing up in one straight line. You can keep the knees down on this first one. For puppy dog, reach through the arms. Keep the hips over the heel or over the hips. Hips over the knees. And just like child's pose, you might choose to cross the arms and rest the forehead here instead. Taking 5 breaths. Feel the pose. Even if it's subtle sensation, just notice what your body feels like in this shape. Not every pose is meant to push you to an extreme, but rather to let the energy flow through. to the hands, all fours. Our first downward dog. Tuck the toes, move into this slowly with me. Lift the knees and feel that core engagement. Now with the shoulders, let's find that really nice position with the shoulders. So nose sinking down, not pressing up too far, but right in the middle. Keep the knees bent, shift the hips up first, pressing through the arms. And then you can start pedaling through the feet to find length along the backs of the legs. Tilt the tailbone up with bent knees. Any little movements help ease into this first downward dog. If the lower back is ever feeling really tight, a modified version of this pose is feet a little wider with knees bent. That'll help get the hips high and stretch out through the lower back. Gaze is back towards the shins or the knees. Start to find stillness in your downward dog, even if that means that your knees are still a little bent. Pressing through the shoulders. Feeling that strength connect from your arms to the sides of the torso. Walk your hands forward to the front of your mat, coming into a forward fold. Spread the feet hip distance apart, grab opposite elbows to ragdoll. Take a full cycle of breath, feeling the feet ground into the mat. The edges of the feet rolling over the sides as you swing a little side to side, forward, backwards. Using the weight of the arms to separate between the shoulder blades, find a little release for the neck. Release the elbows. Inhale, come up halfway, hands onto the thighs and gaze forward. Press through the legs. Inhale, shoot all the way up. And exhale into Tadasana or mountain pose. Ground yourself here, letting yourself land. Inhale with a big breath in. And exhale. Release. Inhale, bring the arms out and overhead. T transition on our exhale. Halfway down, bend the knees. Inhale again here. Exhale, lower all the way down. You might have hands underneath, or blocks under the hands. Straighten through the legs. Step your right foot back for low lunge. Drop the knee down to the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale to heart center. 3 times. Inhale, like your arms are moving through water. Let it flow. Each time you lift, reaching up and out of the hips. Exhale, flowing all the way down. Hands to the mat. Tuck the back toe. Lift the leg to a runner's lunge. Lift up through your hips. Inhale, the left arm twists open. The transition is extended side angle. Land the forearm to the thigh. Pivot the heel down and open across the hips and chest. 3 times for this transition. As you exhale, back to your runner's lunge. Inhale, the twist open. Move with your breath. Extended side angle. If you're moving a little faster or slower, no problem, whatever feels right for you. One more time. Ending back in our runner's lunge, square off, hands on either side of the feet. Hopping forward, forward fold. Inhale, knees bent, halfway lift. Exhale here. Inhale, press the feet all the way up. And exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep out overhead. Exhale, halfway down, T transition. Inhale, exhale and fold. Left foot steps back for low lunge. Drop the knee. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, right through heart center. Inhale, out and around. Exhale, down. Last one. Exhale, lower the hands to the ground or blocks. Tuck the back toe, runner's lunge. Find this position first. Lifting up through your pelvis, gaze forward. So the chest is moving forward and the heel is shooting back. Your back thigh starts to engage. Twist and open, inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale for extended side angle, twist and open. Runner's lunge, and twisted lunge. The whole chest moves around as you open into your twist. Not just the shoulder, not just the hand. Make sure this whole section is moving as one. Extended side angle. Lift up through your hips as you press through your feet. Reach out through energized fingertips. One more time. Light on this bottom arm. Exhale down into a runner's lunge. Pop it forward, forward fold. Let the head hang, hips lifting high, tilting the tailbone up to help you fold. Inhale, halfway lift, T transition, exhale here. Press through the legs, inhale, and exhale, Tadasana. Mountain pose, open through the palms. Inhale, sweep the arms out and overhead. Exhale, T transition, halfway down, bend knees. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Step both feet back into plank pose. Holding a strong plank, finding a really nice position through the shoulders. Lower down in one straight line, chaturanga, all the way to the ground. Hands behind you. Inhale, lift the feet, lift the chest. Bow pose. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Engaging a whole back body, lift and reach. Exhale. Find length through your back body rather than trying to crunch it together, stretching in opposite directions. Lower down, hands under the shoulders, pressing up in one straight line, either with the knees down, or you can try it as a push-up, tuck the toes, engage the thighs, inhale, and exhale, press up. Downward dog. Find stillness in your pose and find your breath. Inhale, right leg comes up, toes pointed down. Step it down, left foot comes up, toes pointed down. Okay. Step it down. Right leg comes up again. Knee to the nose, roll forward to your plank pose, lift up underneath. Kick it back out. To the right elbow, and back out. Crossing underneath, left elbow, and back out. Step all the way through to the front of your mat, left foot meets the right, forward fold. Inhale, bent knees, T transition. Exhaling here. Inhale, strong legs, reach up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, out and around. T transition, halfway down. Inhale again. Exhale, float it down. Both feet step back, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, shift it forward, lower down. Coming up into a cobra this time, or up dog, pressing into the feet. Or any of those variations we did before, back bending. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Inhale, left leg comes up. Knee to the nose, and back out. Knee to the left elbow, reach up high. Crossing underneath, see if you can take your upper arm, lift up, and out. Step all the way through, forward fold. Inhale, T transition, exhaling here. Inhale, press up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Step long onto your mat into a star pose. Point one foot out to the side for warrior two. Space out through your legs as much as you want to activate. So a shorter stance is going to be a little less engaging, a little longer stance. You can be really bent into it. But find one that works for you today and reach out through the fingertips. Find broadness across both the chest and the back body, reaching out through the middle fingers. Gaze over your front hand, keeping this knee in line with your ankle, making sure it's not tilting in, but rather pressing it out. Connect your gaze to the front hand, and as you exhale, bring the palms together, gaze towards your hands. Exhale out, inhale, and exhale back together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw together. Feeling how you're moving the energy and breath inside of your body and also in the space around you. Take up all of your space as you inhale and expand. Bring the hands to the hips for triangle pose. Shift the hips, feeling how they move with your hands. Torso stays between those two planes of glass. Slide the hand down the leg and possibly extend out through the top arm. If you have a block, you might place it underneath. Whatever height works. Or just press your hand into the leg. Connect your hands. So find this line between that goes all the way through the heart. Gaze up past your thumb. If you wanted to add a little more sensation in your triangle pose, make sure the legs are stable and strong. And then find a half bind, wrapping the top arm around the back, finding your bottom hip crease. Gaze up. Let the heat build, keep the legs strong, engaged. Not just relying on your structure, but actively strengthening it. Holding your position with purpose. Warrior two. Star pose, sweep the arms out. Exhale and reach in every direction. Warrior two, other way. Find your gaze. Your drishti is what it's called in yoga. Three times, bringing the hands to heart center. On an exhale, begin. Inhale out. Exhale together. Move your space. Exhale and out. Exhale to the hips, straighten the legs, triangle pose. Keep length along the bottom side of your waist and the chin in line with the heart. Open up the arms. Maybe gazing up. That back thigh is turning down towards the ground. It's twisting down. And the chest and belly opening up. If you want to explore a half bind on this side, flip the palm behind you, rotating from the shoulder. Reach behind the back, finding the opposite hip crease. See, there we go. Gaze up. Keep with your breath. There comes a point whenever your body's like, all right, I'm done, I don't want to be here. Hold past that point if you can at all. Warrior two. Inhale, parallel the feet, sweep up. Exhale, hands to the hips for a wide leg forward fold all the way down. Release the hands to the mat or to blocks. Tailbone tilting up to help the torso fold down. You can find different variations here, so you might hold on to the ankles, you might walk the arms forward, or even back behind you. Different variations to play with your forward fold. But once you've found something that you can hold for a few breaths, stick with it. Bring the hands to the hips, strengthen through your legs and core, stand all the way up. We have one more version of forward fold. Sweep the hands behind the back, rolling shoulders up, back, lift the chest. Forward fold, bringing the arms up behind you. Breathe fully. As you stay here, you might find that there's more space to move. Stay present and aware of what's happening on the inside of your body. Release, hands to the hips, strong legs and core, stand all the way up. Exhale here. Step forward to the front of your mat, mountain pose. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, T-transition. Inhale here. Exhale, land the hands. Step back, plank pose. Going through a vinyasa flow. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg comes up, bend the knee and turn the thigh up towards the sky. The challenge is to keep your left shoulder lifted. Both arms keeping equal in the pressure. If you feel like you could go deeper than this, you might let that foot go all the way back behind you, landing the feet and pressing up into wild thing or rock star. Press back around, downward dog. Other side, left leg comes up, turning the thigh towards the sky, heel dripping behind. Press up through your right shoulder. You're moving further into it, rock star, press through the feet, lift the hips and chest, the back bend. Good, back around, downward dog. Inhale forward for plank pose. At any point, if the wrists are feeling sensitive or tender, you could come up onto the fists, or alternatively, you could come onto the forearms and practice your plank this way. All gonna strengthen through the core. Side plank. Bring the left hand or forearm underneath of you, turning over to the sides of the feet and reach the arm up overhead. Pressing up through the hips. If you want to add on, reach up that top leg. If you're really looking to add on, you could add some reps into this. All sorts of things to play around with your side plank. Find integrity in your pose. Don't let the hips sink, whatever you choose to do. Come back around into plank. Optional to move through a flow between sides. Let yourself land in downward dog. Back forward to plank. Other side. Lift up through the neck, strengthening your neck as you do this. So if we let it hang, we're not really strengthening. If we keep it active and in line with the heart, much more going on. Adding on as you did on the other side. Keep with your breath, let the shakes come in, and back around. Optional flow. If you're doing this on your forearms, you can still go through a flow. Demoing that. Exhale and let the hips come down, Sphinx pose. Take your time here. Really nice stretch for the belly and back. Lifting up onto the knees, tuck the toes, dolphin pose. Just an alternative to downward dog. Really great shoulder strengthener and give the wrists a break. Whatever pose you're in now, come into child's pose. And let yourself land here and rest. Press up onto your heels or into a cross-legged seat if this isn't comfortable. Resting the hands on the thighs. Close the eyes. 1, 2, breath. Inhale, 1, 2. Exhale, 1, 2. Find the pattern. And feel what's happening on the inside. Taking Taking a grounding breath now. Breathe in big and full. Sigh it out. Bring the legs around in front of you. Feet grounded, hands behind. Starting to engage through the core, keep the chest lifted. Lean back a little bit, lifting up the feet and squeezing the thighs close towards your chest. Find that balance point. Maybe bring the shins up a little higher. You might straighten both legs. You might add on the arms. At any point, feel free to back it up slightly so that you can maintain an even breath, strong breath, and integrity through your back. Keep it going. Keep those thighs pulled in close. And release. Legs straight. Hands behind for reverse tabletop, or you might have the feet bent for reverse plank or tabletop. So reverse tabletop would look something like this. If you wanted to add on to that, you can extend through the legs. Point the toes. Sit the seat down and draw it back underneath your hands. Lift the arms up. Forward fold. The knees might be a little bent. You might bring in a strap, or just find an area of the leg that is accessible for your grip. And take the next 5 breaths here. No forcing. All of this is progression. So start with where you're at and let yourself grow from there. There's a phrase that goes, practice and all is coming. Begin to lift up. Draw the right leg in. Seated twist. Arm wraps around the shin. Other hand behind to support. Thighs close to the torso. Then you can keep adding onto your twist, gazing over the back shoulder if it's available. Again, bring your attention inward. Find the areas of sensation. Notice if you've crossed the line, moving into force. And try to come back to a place of ease. The body must be relaxed and at ease and feel safe in order to fully release. Release and switch sides. Tall spine. Ease into it. Release, both feet on the mat, roll yourself all the way down. Stick with it, we're almost there. Hands rest down for bridge pose. Inhale, press the hips up. And exhale down. Again. Keeping the knees hip distance apart, straight up. Fold this one up. A little space between the chest and chin. If you're looking to add on, roll the shoulders underneath of you and interlace the fingertips, allowing you to press the chest and hips up a little higher. Giving you a little bonus in this one, if you're really looking to move and add on, engage, you might lift up one leg at a time. You could find baby pulses here. Switching sides if you choose to do so.
Trying to press the hips up evenly so that we're not tilting either up or down. And finally, the other alternative to this pose, if you wanted to come into more of a rest pose after that, is to bring the block underneath of your sacrum and to rest in restorative bridge. Whatever version that you've chosen, let yourself land there for the next few breaths. Commit to whatever pose you chose and begin to feel your breath. Slowing down. Challenge yourself to keep focused. Let the hips come all the way down to the ground. Wind releasing pose. The right thigh comes in towards the chest. You might extend through the bottom leg. Twisting over the body. Recline twist. Reach the other arm out into a T. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground, which might mean that you twist a little bit less, but that's fine. Having the shoulders stay down just gives your body a little bit more space to anchor. Use the weight of the ground and the ground itself as support. Come back around, and then we'll switch to the other side. Both knees bent. Left thigh comes in to start. Hug it in. Maybe extend out through the other heel. And then crossing over. Into your twist. You might have a hand on the thigh to help hold your leg over. Breathe. Back through the middle. Both legs coming in and holding onto the feet for happy baby pose. Finding little rocks side to side, organic movement. There is a half happy baby pose too. You could do one leg at a time and just see how that feels. Explore your movements. Any last pose that you'd want to do before coming into Shavasana to let it all sink in, you could do that here. This is your practice, so maybe just take a moment, listen, feel. When you're ready for it, extend both legs. Letting the hands rest either beside you or on the heart and the belly. Don't skip out on yourself by missing Shavasana. It's the final key that ties it all together, that allows everything that you did to sink in, to be absorbed, consolidated in your brain. This meditation in Shavasana is called a mountain meditation. Call to mind a mountain that you've seen either in real life or in a movie or from an airplane. Any particular mountain that you can call into your mind as a visualization. Imagining the peaks and the valleys, the surface of the rock, if there's snow or rain or sun. Seeing all of the textures. Then bringing your attention to the very peak of the mountain, to the highest point. How it's so sharp and lifted up and out of the sky, triumphant. And then run your attention all the way down to the base of the mountain. A solid foundation holding up this enormous structure, rooted into the ground, moving beyond the surface of the earth. Imagine the whole perimeter of the base, the grand scale of what you're looking at. Now take your zoom away from the mountain so that you can see the whole landscape. You can see both the peaks and the valleys and the perimeter, the entire scape. Holding this strong image in your head, draw it into your own body, imagining your feet as this wide base and foundation, and the crown of your head as the tip top of the mountain. As you breathe, visualizing this overlay of the mountain inside your body, bringing in all of the characteristics and traits that you've outlined as you've observed the mountain. The steadiness and grand scope of what we're looking at, the peaks and valleys and strong foundation, the triumphant very top of the mountain, and most importantly, how it stays grounded, rooted, solid, as everything else around it just swirls around. The air, the rain or snow, the sun, the moon, while the mountain stays grounded right where it's at. Take a grounding breath in, big and full. As you exhale, release your body into the mat, dissolve. Feeling the weight of yourself grounded into the earth. Big and full, and dissolve. Reawaken through the arms, the toes, the head. Then rolling over to your side, pausing in fetal position. Exhale there. Pressing yourself up slowly, coming into a cross-legged seat. Reach out through the crown of the head, hands resting on the knees. Strong spine, soft front. Feel a steady stream of breath filling up the torso and releasing. Lengthen along the back side of your neck, head over the heart, sitting bones grounded. One last breath together. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, draw down to heart center. Press your chest up into the thumbs. Last moment of class is to express gratitude, calling to mind the people and things and experiences in your life that you're grateful for. Saying thank you to all of these things. Bow down a little deeper in dedication, devotion of your practice and to one another. The light in me honors the light inside of you. Namaste. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. If you're practicing with somebody else, thank them for joining you and sharing their movement and light and energy with you.